Hey, how's it going, Forum? Great to have your company once again. No doubt you've already seen the horrific scenes in Woolwich, London. That's right, in southeast London, the horrendous scenes of a man supposedly being beheaded in a public street while people just stand around. Incredibly, people got out of the bus to go over and interview the attackers. In this video today, we'll have a look at who benefits from this particular attack. We'll look at the evidence, and of course, we'll investigate the facts about the Woolwich attack and how it was indeed yet another Zionist false flag. The same as the London bombings in 2005, the same as the Bali bombings in 2002, the same as 9/11 in 2001. Good to see everyone here. Assalamu alaikum to all the Muslims, to the non-Muslims. Welcome to it's two interesting things happened just before this attack that happened in Woolwich in front of the world's media. Two things happened a week before. Interestingly, a Muslim man was walking home from a mosque. He got hacked to death in a similar fashion. Very, very similar to the scenes we saw on the downtown main street of Woolwich, and yet this was ignored by the media. It certainly didn't get the media attention we saw happen in Woolwich just recently. Also, the second thing that happened, and very, very significantly, the Israeli foreign minister complained that UK is getting way too anti-Semitic and not helping in the war on terror. This happened 1 week just before this attack. So we can see that Israel's already putting pressure on the UK to do something about these crazy Muslims. And of course, we know that is a load of garbage. I consider these two nut jobs, that's exactly what they were under some kind of mind control. They were certainly on a mission. They seem to be completely hell-bent on getting their message out to as many people as possible.
I walked to the shop. As I come out the shop, I heard gunshots on my way out. I've walked out the shop and I see a surrounding of people just everywhere. And I looked on the floor and I see a dead body. And then I see one of the murderers walking around the body. My friend's mum was walking up the hill. She walked over to the body, sat down beside her, tried to comfort him and that. One of the guys said, no man's coming near this body, only women. And then they was telling people to call the police. The murderers were telling people to call the police. And then about 5 to 7 minutes later, the police come. They walked towards the police car with their weapons, and then the police lady jumped out and shot the murderer.
Just take it back a bit for me. In the point where they were walking around the body, just describe to me what they looked like and what they were doing, what their kind of demeanour was, what they were sort of saying and how they were acting, that sort of thing.
They wasn't really looked like was demanding anything. They just looked like plainclothes people, like a normal person around this area. They just had weapons in their hand. And they just didn't really look like they wanted to prove a point or anything. They just wanted to do something.
They just committed a murder. Were they trying to get away?
No, they weren't getting away, trying to get away with anything. They could have easily got away from the space that the police come. They could have just walked off, gone about their business, and then got caught later. But they was just walking around the body like they was wanting the police to come and get them.
And did they have their guns out at this point?
Yeah. Well, there was only one gun, and there was 3 knives.
One gun, point taken. And they seem to be waiting for the police to arrive. That's what others have said. Is that your feeling about what they were doing?
They was waiting for the police to come. They was telling people, civilians in the street, to go get the police, like call the police.
What did you make of that?
So I was thinking, you're a madman. So why do you want to do that for? You want to get caught, so why are you doing it like that?
So you would say, from your point of view, that they were trying to get caught?
Yeah, they wanted to get caught. They was stupid people.
And when the police arrived, did they seem to know when the police arrived? What was their kind of instant reaction when the police arrived?
You see an armed police car walk over, drive around, and then both of them walk towards this police car, and the police lady jumps out and shoots them both.
So they didn't fire first?
No.
Did they have the gun out pointed at the police officer?
They had the gun out and they're just walking towards them casually with their arms down by the sides, and then I think there was a bit of twitching going on, and then that was it. It was just what happened in a flash.
Did you hear a warning from the police officer?
No, I didn't hear anything. I just see loads of people shouting around me, so I couldn't hear anything.
After they committed this attack, they stood around and waited for police. That goes against all logic. That goes against all sensibilities. If they were smart guys and wanted to get away, they could have got away quite easily. It looked to me like it was a scene from a movie. And this is very interesting, because there is a movie company in Woolwich, a movie company by the name of Woolwich Works. Their information, by the way, I looked up just recently, and have a guess what? Their website went down just a month ago. It's now got a parked page. This is a film production company in the local town of Woolwich that deals with drill training for governments and local councils. Are you getting the picture yet? What we saw everything that we saw on this released footage from ITV has been doctored. A lot of it has been cut up and edited for the purposes, I don't know why. I have no idea why they would do this except to rile up the public, to get the public motivated into one big frenzy against this immigration thing and all these foreigners bringing their laws into this country. And look at this, they're even hacking our heads off in the main street. Well, this was staged. He didn't hack anybody's head off. If you look at the videos, you see grannies walking past this guy as he's got knives in his hand, as calmly as anything. That just does not make sense. To me, the evidence is already pinpointed. We've seen the same thing in Boston just recently, and now we're seeing the same thing in downtown Woolwich. Can you imagine they did this outside of an army barracks? And where were all the soldiers? Were all the soldiers on leave? Was the whole barracks deserted? For 20 minutes they stood around walking in the middle of the street with knives in front of an army barracks and nothing happened? Are you kidding me? That does not make sense. There's a lot of things about this thing that happened in Woolwich that just does not make sense. But it does add up. When you put two and two together and you start to realize that this Israel were complaining a week before, and indeed that they wanted to see the UK get more empowered in this war on terror against these crazy Muslims who do this sort of thing. The pattern fits the modus operandi of the Mossad and Mi5 together. In some kind of really good training exercise that they did, this was staged, using a couple of stooges, a couple of dupes, a couple of fools, just like they did during the London bombings, using a couple of backpackers with backpacks on that's got no idea what they're involved in. Oh yeah, they're just actors for a drill. That's right, that's what they thought they were doing, a drill. And could it be that this was yet another drill? Well, I would suggest that it was. It certainly does look like it was a drill. You notice section when the old lady walked past, just as she walks past, he is actually talking. Well, if I saw your mother with a trolley, I'd give her a hand too. You know what I mean? That's the sort of guy I am. He's actually saying that. He's cueing the granny on cue, just as she walks around behind him. It is far too mind-blowing for me to dismiss. When you put up the evidence between the ITV footage and the Sun footage, because there was more than one person there, there's now two versions of this particular video that are out there. Now, I'll post the links right here so you can both check them both out. And there's also another one that has popped up, a raw version that has no TV logo on it at all. And guess what? That shows no blood on his hands at all. Something funny is going on here. We have seen a film production, a media staged event, and a lot of people are buying this into, well, what actually happened because of all these people standing around. They all saw it. They all saw it happen. Well, yeah, they saw something happen. They witnessed something happen. They saw a guy get gunned down. They saw a stooge get gunned down. What they saw was some low-paid idiot that went along with the drill, that thought he was involved in a drill, and suddenly woke up when they were actually using live MP5 rounds to fill his chest with about 4 or 5 bullets. Now, both of them are still in intensive care, as far as I know, but it'd be interesting to see if they start talking once they realize what they had actually got themselves involved in was not a drill at all. It was the real thing. To blame them for the real thing. Once again, we see the patsies all line up to take the blame. Well, that's about all we got time for. We'll be back very shortly with some more updates on what's happening in this false flag. With some more information about the Mi5 agent that fulfilled the plans, did the mission, and came out just as the Zionists ordered to blame Muslims everywhere for yet another Zionist false flag attack in the United Kingdom. This is Steve Johnson saying God bless, take care, and ciao for now.